What is going on, everybody? It is Ahmed, and I am back today with yet another video for you all. Today, I'm actually here to share a pretty exciting video regarding AI predicting Pi's price once it's listed on Binance Exchange, because we know it's the inevitable. It's not about if, it's about when. And right now, as we see meme coins begin to surge, as Bitcoin holds above $110,000 per Bitcoin, we're looking like we're about to enter the super cycle. The thing that we've been talking about on the channel, off the channel, on crypto Twitter, all over news. We know it's exciting. But first and foremost, happy Bitcoin Pizza Day, May 22nd, 2025. 15 years ago, two boxes of pizza were purchased for 10,000 Bitcoin, because Bitcoin back then was right around $15 for 10K BTC. So that means the person who purchased those two pizzas, with today's valuation of Bitcoin at 110K per coin, spent more than $1 billion buying two boxes of pizzas. So the lesson to be learned here is never ever sell your Bitcoin. Take profits on your alts, rotate money into BTC, but Bitcoin 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, as the gold standard, as people are calling it, digital gold, especially Michael Saylor of Strategy, multi-million-dollar price targets for BTC, I think, are actually quite realistic. Now, the market's looking good. Liquidity is flowing into alts very nicely, even though there was that substantial hack that happened to the Sui network and Cetus. Unfortunately, again, things like that do happen in crypto, but the way we bounce back and the way the market reacts is all that matters. And as you can see, nothing to be fazed by this cryptocurrency market. But Picoin coming in right around 81 cents today. We did see a slight breakout yesterday, actually, to 86 cents, what looked like we were actually going to break into the dollar range. But then again, a little bit of price suppression as profit taking was a little bit more aggressive. The bears were outpacing the bulls. But guys, as altcoin season begins to warm up, I do think that we can see Picoin break its all-time high. Now, BTCC, as you guys know, the charting platform for this channel, is also a partner of the channel. There's always a link down below for BTCC. If you want to sign up, you can get up to $10,000 per trading account that you make. 500 USDT will be given away to the highest volume traders between yesterday, May 21st, through June 4th. So 2 weeks, 500 USDT split to two people. Cash going to be airdropped right to your wallets by the BTCC exchange team. But more importantly, again, 10K waiting for you, and also pretty amazing what it is that you could do on this platform, including buy and sell Pi USDT pairs or Pi coin. Now, let's go ahead and dive into what I want to talk about, and that is AI predicting Pi price once the token is officially listed on Binance. But guys, 10 hours ago, I want to mention that Pi Network, the Pi core team, officially posted on X or Twitter. They said Pi Network Ventures was created with pioneer community at its heart, and they have that direct link there. Pi Network Ventures was created with pioneer community at its heart. More utility for Pi, stronger ecosystem, incentivizing high quality integrations, network effects in action. And again, they're trying to reiterate and reinforce the fact that people did sell off their positions after Pi Network Ventures announcement was made. But again, for those of you that are only holding Pi or buying Pi because you want to see it listed on tier 1 exchanges, that shouldn't be the only incentive you look forward to. And I know the majority of you contributors and pioneers are not worried about what it is that these exchanges decide to do in the short term. We're looking at long term. But let's go ahead and see what AI has to say. So let's take it over to Watcher Guru. There are a few tokens that end up leaving remarkable impressions on investors. Picoin is one such token that is generally regarded as the rising star of the cryptocurrency domain, attracting a huge influx. Where was I? I just zoomed in there so you guys can see a little better. Huge influx of investors since the launch of the token on February 2025. Remember, it was actually 2019, 2020 when Pi's closed network was open for people to begin mining on their devices. Since its launch, the token has taken the market by storm. Picoin is listed on several exchanges, including OKX. Its official listing on Binance is still pending, leaving investors to think about the potential Picoin spike the moment that it is listed on Binance. So here's how high the token can go once Binance officially lists Pi per artificial intelligence using their metrics and just seeing what the open market's going to actually look like. PiCoin is a social cryptocurrency and ecosystem designed for widespread accessibility. The system allows investors to mine and transact Pi, for those of you that don't know, a mobile-friendly interface, which is the MinePi app, always a link down below, prioritizing the element of accessibility to the core. So they go on to talk about a little bit more about what Pi Network is and what PiCoin is. But here's where things start getting interesting. And that is the token's price once it's listed on Binance. Per ChatGPT, and again, this is just using an AI language learning model, PiCoin is currently sitting at 83 cents and may surge to as high as $3 or $5 once Binance announces its official listing. Why is this the prediction of $3 to $5, which is pretty massive? Exchange listing effects. Coins typically surge 2 to 10x on major exchange listings, especially Binance due to its massive retail reach and FOMO factor. Pi has a large community and a long pre-launch mining period. Many early adopters have held for years, creating built-in momentum. Supply shock risk. If most holders try to sell quickly, it could trigger volatility, but if access remains limited, prices may spike before stabilizing. And that's what we've seen time and time again when Robinhood lists, when Binance lists, Coinbase. We see this really big supply shock because there's so much demand and not enough supply to meet that demand, which causes people to pay significant premiums on top of what it is that the actual price would be in an open market once the volatility kind of calms down. So a lot of traders and a lot of people that are early investors tend to offload positions once the listing volume is there. The most recent example would probably be Trump coin. We saw it squeeze all the way after Binance listing from $40 some or $38 all the way to $75. And people like me held their position because they thought it was going to continue going up. But people that are very experienced decided to offload and take significant profits, then buy the dip when it fell down all the way to $10. So the portal shared how the coin can stabilize with time, setting the possible price of spots of $150 to $250. But I think what's remarkable is even up to $5 is on the table. If we look at the one-day chart over on BTCC for Pi, you guys know the previous all-time high that was hit was right around $2.99. It looked like it was going to break $3. And that's when we saw the big red capitulation candles begin as Binance listing was expected. And then unfortunately, overpromise. It was never promised necessarily, but Binance said, do you guys want this project listed? And there was an overwhelming amount of yeses. But then the fact that it fell through caused a lot of sell pressure. So guys, again, if you're not able to stomach volatility, this is not the market for you. But understand that where we're going and where liquidity is flowing in, right now, retail interest is still at near all-time lows as institutions load up on major cryptocurrencies and major altcoins. But what I'm excited about is when we see that retail boom like we saw in 2021, that's when altcoin season will really begin. And what we need is a risk on market, not risk off like it is today. And that, of course, will happen, as I continue to remind you, when QE begins, or quantitative easing. But until then, we'll continue to accumulate our favorite cryptocurrencies, including Pi. And I appreciate your support as always. So that's all I had. And until next time, as always, everyone, keep investing. Peace.